Welcome to a half hour of Mind Webs. Short stories from the worlds of speculative fiction. This edition of Mind Webs is in two parts. We have two separate stories for you. First of all, one titled Happily Ever After, authored by William F. Nolan. It's from a collection he edited called A Wilderness of Stars. The author writes, I always wanted to try a simple variation on the Garden of Eden theme. Finally, I did. The result is short, direct, and I sincerely hope, entertaining. On the way back to level 12 in the space cab, Donald Spencer couldn't resist the impulse to sing. The android pilot looked curiously at him, and Spencer smiled.
I'm just happy. Bought a rather expensive wedding present today to celebrate the end of bachelorhood. I've been a married man for exactly 6 hours and 27 minutes.
The pilot said,
Congratulations. I hope that you and your wife will live happily ever after.
Spencer nodded at this ancient response. Feed an android information and the standard cliches emerge. But it was something to think about. Living happily ever after. Paula Spencer impatiently watched her husband step out of the humming space cab. He waved a greeting as the walk brought him swiftly down to her, and then he was in her arms.
Well, where is it? You said you're going out to buy a wedding present.
And so I did. It's up there.
What's up where?
Our wedding present. I bought us an asteroid.
Oh, Don, you're joking.
20,000 credits is no joke. We are now the legal owners of asteroid K-157 and the Luani cluster.
But can we afford it?
It's a solid investment, honey. Nobody loses money on asteroids these days. Now, I've arranged everything. We leave tonight for the cluster. Our living quarters are all set up and waiting. So how's about a smile for your rich new husband?
Oh, I'll do better than that.
The trip out to the cluster was perfect. As their new home swung into sight on the ship's wide view screen, Donald Spencer knew that he'd made a shrewd purchase. In 10 years, an asteroid would fetch at least 50,000 credits on the Earth market. The furiously expanding population guaranteed it. Some of his business friends had been skeptical, warning him against the deal, telling him that no one really knew much about the Luani cluster, that he might run into trouble out there, but Spencer ignored them. They were simply jealous of his business ability. In a few years, Luani would be completely settled and real estate would soar.
Ready, darling?
The couple shook hands with the captain and transferred to their personal landing craft. Spencer raised a hand, and a section of the passenger rocket's outer hull slid back. The small silver craft bulleted toward K-157, leaving the giant ship behind to continue its galactic voyage. The landing was smooth, and Donald Spencer took his wife's hand after the atomic motor had stilled.
Happy?
Oh, you know I am, Don.
Now, come on. Meet your asteroid.
They scrambled out of the ship. The air was heavy but breathable. In rising waves, the tall blue trees and multicolored vegetation of asteroid K-157 pressed around them, all but engulfing their tiny spacecraft.
I had a section cleared for us. Mm-hmm. The house is just there beyond those trees.
Oh, I can hardly wait to see it.
She ran ahead of him across the springy green soil, and he joined her at the clearing's edge, smiling at her reaction.
Oh, Don, it's wonderful. All I'd hoped for.
The new house was low and modern, sculptured to the alien soil, a flat, plastic brick structure gleaming under double suns. As they approached it, the front door slid silently open for them.
All the comforts of Earth, even a microfilm library.
Are we, alone here?
Absolutely. The last of the building crew was due out yesterday. The entire place is ours.
Paula darted through the house, exclaiming at all the latest electronic marvels. In the bedroom, she turned to face him.
We're going to make this the most tremendous honeymoon any couple ever had.
That will be a pleasure.
Later that night, Donald Spencer awoke to find the bed empty beside him. He got up quickly, calling Paula's name. When she failed to answer, he pulled on his robe and rushed outside into the bright moonlight.
Paula, are you out here?
Then Spencer saw her, standing at the edge of the clearing, facing the massed line of blue trees.
Darling, I was worried.
He put a hand on her shoulder. She turned calmly, the moonlight filling her eyes.
I needed some fresh air. The room was stifling.
You sure you're all right?
Paula didn't reply, turning slowly away from him. Spencer was puzzled, strangely uneasy, yet nothing seemed to be wrong.
Let's go back to the house.
No, I want to stay out here.
But...
Well, you go back in if you wish.
Spencer shrugged, a little angry. He walked back, trying to pinpoint the difference he had noticed in Paula. She had somehow changed.
Exactly how have I changed, Donald?
He spun around. She had followed him back, and then he gasped. How had she known?
What you were thinking? Because I can read your mind now, of course.
She stood there in the doorway, framed in soft moonlight, smiling at him as a mother smiles at her child.
It's true. I can also move faster than you can. I'm much stronger. In fact, I could easily kill you with one blow. Easily.
Good God. What kind of nonsense is this?
Not nonsense. Fact. All of it can be yours, too. The trees will accept you. I know they will.
Spencer began to speak, but she raised a silencing hand.
I walked out for air earlier while you slept, but it was not really for air at all. The trees had called me. They wanted me to become part of them, part of this place, and so I did.
Paula, what are you telling me?
That this asteroid is alive, that the blue trees are alive and have mental powers far beyond our own. They called me tonight, and I went out to them, ate the fruit I found on their branches. Then I was one of them. I'm sure they want you too, Don. Go to them.
You're just tired. The trip, the new house. Maybe in the morning we can...
In the morning, I won't be here. At least, not as you see me. The mutation will be complete by then. This creature you call Paula will be gone. I'll be part of them.
She extended a hand, and Spencer saw that she held a triangular piece of fruit, which cast a subtle blue glow in the darkness.
We're in a new Garden of Eden. Eat this and you'll be free, as I am free.
Spencer moved back from her. He believed Paula now. She had changed. And something on this asteroid had effected that change. The Luani cluster was undeveloped, wholly alien. No one could specify exactly what man would encounter here. That was one of the risks. He knew he'd made a terrible error in seeking out this place, that because of his error, the woman he had loved was lost to him. Paula was no longer his wife, no longer human.
Well, Don?
I don't want to join you. I'll leave in the morning. The house, the asteroid, zeros, everything.
She laughed, and a sudden chill made him shiver beneath his robe.
You'll never leave. No one can. All the others, the construction crew, they're out with the trees. By morning, you'll be one of us.
Then I won't wait for morning. I'll go now. I can make contact with a passenger ship near Ariel.
You're acting like a fool, Don.
Her voice was edged. Whatever possessed her was angry. Spencer turned, entered the bedroom, and hurriedly began to dress. Paula watched him from the doorway, unsmiling, silent. He walked quickly past her out to the waiting spacecraft.
Paula, goodbye.
Not goodbye, Don. There'll never be a goodbye for us.
Spencer mounted the ladder, opened the airlock, put one foot inside the rocket, then an impulse he turned. The trees seemed much closer.
They are. You only have a few seconds, Don. Eat from the tree or...
Or what?
Or be destroyed with the rocket.
Go to hell.
And he closed the airlock. Outside, the trees were all around the silver ship. The clearing had completely vanished. Sweating and impatient, Spencer turned to the controls and then paused. He slowly raised his head. Someone was calling him with an urgency he could not resist. Something wanted him. The trees wanted him. Moving with a calm deliberation, Spencer opened the lock. They waited for him, offering their shining blue branches in the bright moonlight, offering immortality. He climbed down the ladder, putting out a hand toward Paula, toward the fruit of the tree. Hungrily, he ate of the fruit. Paula welcomed him into her arms.
Now, my darling, we're together again. Forever.
Spencer smiled at her, then looked at the trees. He wondered why he had been unwilling to accept his destiny. Men were so weak and foolish, so hopelessly mortal. And on asteroid K-157 of the Luani cluster, Donald and Paula Spencer lived happily ever after. You've heard Happily Ever After, a story by William F. Nolan. Joining me in the reading were Kerry Frumkin and Marty Van Cleef. Now, for our second portion of the program, I do a story titled Born of Man and Woman. It's from the book Third from the Sun by Richard Matheson.
This day when it had light, Mother called me wretch. You wretch, she said. I saw in her eyes the anger. I wonder what it is, a wretch. This day it had water falling from upstairs. It fell all around. I saw that. The ground of the back I watched from the little window. The ground it sucked up the water like thirsty lips. It drank too much and it got sick and runny brown. I didn't like it. Mother is pretty, I know. In my bed place with cold walls around. I have a paper things that was behind the furnace. It says on it, Screen Stars. I see in the pictures faces like of Mother and Father. Father says they are pretty. Once he said it. And also Mother, he said. Mother, so pretty, and me, decent enough. Look at you, he said, and didn't have the nice face. I touched his arm and said, it is all right, Father. He shook and pulled away where I couldn't reach. Today, Mother let me off the chain a little, so I could look out the little window. That's how I saw the water falling from upstairs. This day it had goldness in the upstairs. As I know when I looked at it, my eyes hurt. After I look at it, the cellar is red. I think this was church. They leave the upstairs. The big machine swallows them and rolls out past and is gone. In the back part is the little Mother. She is much small than me I am. I can see out the little window all I like. In this day when it got dark, I had eat my food and some bugs. I hear laughs upstairs. I like to know why there are laughs for. I took the chain from the wall and wrapped it around me. I walked squish to the stairs. They creak when I walk on them. My legs slip on them because I don't walk on stairs. My feet stick to the wood. I went up and opened a door. It was a white place, white as white jewels that come from upstairs sometime. I went in and stood quiet. I hear the laughing some more. I walk to the sound and look through to the people. More people than I thought was. I thought I should laugh with them. Mother came out and pushed the door in. It hit me and hurt. I fell back on the smooth floor and the chain made noise. I cried. She made a hissing noise into her and put her hand on her mouth. Her eyes got big. She looked at me. I heard Father call. "What fell?" he called. She said, "A iron board." "Come help pick it up," she said. He came and said, "Now, is that so heavy you need?" He saw me and grew big. The anger came in his eyes. He hit me. I spilled some of the drip on the floor from one arm. It was not nice. It made ugly green on the floor. Father told me to go to the cellar. I had to go. The light, it hurt some now in my eyes. It is not so like that in the cellar. Father tied my legs and arms up. He put me on my bed. Upstairs I heard laughing while I was quiet there looking on a black spider that was swinging down to me. I thought what Father said. "Oh, God," he said, and only ate. This day Father hit in the chain again before it had light. I have to try to pull it out again. He said I was bad to come upstairs. He said never do that again, or he would beat me hard. That hurts. I hurt. I slept the day and rested my head against the cold wall. I thought of the white place upstairs. I got the chain from the wall out. Mother was upstairs. I heard little laughs very high. I looked out the window. I saw all little people like their little mother and little fathers too. They are pretty. They were making nice noise and jumping around the ground. Their legs was moving hard. They are like mother and father. Mother says all right people look like they do. One of the little fathers saw me. He pointed at the window. I let go and slid down the wall in the dark. I curled up as they would not see. I heard their talks by the window, and foots running. Upstairs, there was a door hitting. I heard the little mother call upstairs. I heard heavy steps, and I rushed in my bed place. I hit the chain in the wall and lay down on my front. I heard Mother come down. "Have you been at the window?" she said. I heard the anger. "Stay away from the window. You have pulled the chain out again." She took the stick and hit me with it. I didn't cry. I can't do that. But the drip ran all over the bed. She saw it and twisted away and made a noise. "Oh, my God, she said. "Why have you done this to me?" I heard the stick go bounce on the stone floor. She ran upstairs. I slept the day. This day it had water again. When Mother was upstairs, I heard the little one come slow down the steps. I hid myself in the coal bin, for Mother would have anger if the little mother saw me. She had a little live thing with her. It walked on the arms and had pointy ears. She said things to it. It was all right, except the live thing smelled me. It ran up the coal and looked down at me. The hairs stood up. In the throat it made an angry noise. I hissed, but it jumped on me. I didn't want to hurt it. I got fear because it bit me harder than the rat does. I hurt, and the little mother screamed. I grabbed the live thing tight. It made sounds I never heard. I pushed it all together. It was all lumpy and red on the black coal. I hid there when Mother called. I was afraid of the stick. She left. I crept over the coal with the thing. I hid it under my pillow and rested on it. I put the chain in the wall again. This is another times. Father chained me tight. I hurt because he beat me. This time I hit the stick out of his hands and made noise. He went away and his face was white. He ran out of my bed place and locked the door. I am not so glad. All day it is cold in here. The chain comes slow out of the wall. And I have a bad anger with Mother and Father. I will show them. I will do what I did that once. I will screech and laugh loud. I will run on the walls. Last I will hang head down by all my legs and laugh and drip green all over until they are sorry they didn't be nice to me. If they try to beat me again, I'll hurt them. I will.
That was Richard Matheson's story, Born of Man and Woman, from his book, Third from the Sun. This is Michael Hanson speaking. Engineering by Steve Gordon. Mindwebs is a production of WHA Radio in Madison, a service of University of Wisconsin Extension.